Authentically Abstract episode. There's no number.
There's no number. We don't know which number it is. We've lost track. Too many.
But yeah, so having another conversation about personal experiences.
Yeah, personal experiences again.
Before we start, I do feel like it's important because people might be like, why are we talking so much about personal experiences? Well, it's important because every person's situation is different. You might feel like you can relate to that person, you might not, but
we want to make it as inclusive as possible to anybody listening.
Someone can just feel like, oh, I'm going through that too.
Exactly.
Or just feel like, oh,
or even try to relate it, even just a little bit, just mildly.
Yeah.
And that's what helpful.
We're all different, you know.
Let's get on to our special guests. That's plural. Yep. Our special guests. Two of our teammates from the crafts team, those dirty scum. Hello, Jack. Hello. And in this corner of the ring, Lizzy.
Why?
You can't stop edging back from the microphone. It's not going to make it better.
Anyways, so I'm not going to talk too much about myself because I have spoken about myself a lot. In episode two. Yes.
Ooh, we're actually knowing numbers for the first two.
Anyways, so yeah, I spoke a lot about how I have struggled to embrace my talent of singing due to peer pressure, and you know, I kind of strayed away from it a little bit because, you know, I wanted to kind of conform, so I didn't have to receive rejection or just kind of be hurt by it, but I'm slowly but surely coming out of myself. It's been hard. Even I still judge I can't even listen back to myself.
No, you just
so cringy.
You just think, oh, you're not good at it. Like no one else wants to listen to you. It's just,
yeah.
Like,
you're like, but someone will.
Yeah, but like, it's when you record it, it's different to how you think you sound.
Yeah.
Like when you play it back, it sounds different to how.
No, that's the thing,
and
because
that's what it makes you think.
That's why it's like that's odd because that's not what I'm hearing. But that is a thing because of how your body is structured. Things that you're saying you hear differently because you hear slightly more bassy tone, usually lower but more bassy in the ears. Yeah, so it does sound different because of genuinely just I can't think of the word, just because of how human bodies are structured. And
sorry, scientist.
But it's weird when you hear it back always. And as someone who hears my voice quite often because I do a lot of voiceover stuff for some of my projects, I hate it. I still hate the sound of my voice, but that's what other people are hearing. Crucially, that's what other people are hearing, and I've never had someone say I've got a really annoying voice yet.
Yeah.
And you should keep going despite what people say, yourself or other people. So, who wants to go first then? Don't be shy.
I'll go first.
Jack?
You go first.
Okay, so Jack.
Massive step already.
First thing that I like to ask people is, what would you define as passion, first of all? Before you get into your passion, what would you define as passion?
Something that you could keep on doing continuously and over time, and just keep enjoying it every single time you do it. So something that you enjoy so much that you have motivation and drive to do it all the time.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So, what is your passion then? What are you passionate about? You can have multiple ones. Passions, talents, hobbies, anything like that. Good or bad, whether it's been judged or not. What is your passion?
I'd say at the minute my passion is probably biking.
Biking?
I like to ride trails on my mountain bike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So mountain biking specifically?
Yeah, mountain biking.
Interesting.
You take like long trips on your bike?
Yeah.
No, I enjoy that. I don't enjoy.
You're not laughing about it. I'm thinking about
the thing about mountain biking is it's about an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
You're going down hills, you're going really fast, you're doing jumps. It's just surge of adrenaline. It's unforgettable.
I know a good place for you then.
It's kind of chase.
It's not, no.
It's great because you feel scared to do it at first.
Yeah.
So you're at the top and you're like,
So that's almost like getting over your...
The sound effects is needed.
Yeah. That's getting over your own personal judgment in a way.
Yeah, it's like getting past the fear. You're like, oh, that was amazing. It's like getting on a roller coaster when you made me laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. But has anybody in person ever told you, well, why are you doing that? That's a stupid hobby.
It doesn't even have to be about biking, like anything.
I think the criticism was actually wearing a helmet because,
Really?
funny enough, people around you are like, they kind of think it's funny for some reason to wear a helmet. Because like,
But
especially kids, they think it's funny.
But the thing is, you're going off jumps.
But most kids, they don't wear helmets.
I know.
When they see other kids wearing them, they think, oh, you're too old, like, why are you wearing a helmet for?
When I go cycling, which I don't do that often, but I do like going there. Not mountain biking though. More just on the roads, canals, stuff like that. Bit easier, bit gentler.
On the road. Let's start there. The road.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the road.
Road's great.
There's the park. That's
I
it.
only wear the helmet when I'm doing trail riding.
Yeah. No, I wear my helmet mainly because I got epilepsy. If I have an absence seizure while riding a bike, I will probably fall off. If I hit my head, so that could trigger a much bigger seizure, a tonic-clonic, that's not good on a road, is it?
Yeah.
So...
I think I was put off my biking for a little bit because I had a crash, but basically I had like no brakes, like the brakes just died.
Yes.
It's like really steep, and I'm going down this hill, and then there's like grooves in the dirt, and I start rolling over them. I go to pull my brakes, and I'm like, okay, activate please.
Yeah.
And they didn't activate, so then I just ended up like flipping over a log pile. I was like there for a few seconds, like, is something broken? Do I move? And then eventually I did. Well, I was like, I just don't forget that, you know.
Yeah.
So I know it was a while before I was really confident in like flying down hills again, and I still did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the same confidence I had before.
Yeah.
But,
makes sense.
Apart from mountain biking, were there any other hobbies or passions that you previously had that you've kind of been turned off by because of how people view you or how you thought people would view you?
I mean, when I was like maybe primary school, like year 2 or something, year 3, I used to write like stories. I used to like sit there like, as a kid, and
I find that really nice.
Yeah, I love to. I love doing that.
Like, I just sit there, I just write some stuff, and then I'd like bring it to school, give it to the teacher.
Aww, I love that.
Teacher would read it out, but like I guess over time, I realised my classmates didn't do the same thing, so I was like,
you got a bit embarrassed. Yeah.
So it's like, don't want to be the only person that's doing something because then I have nothing, I can't really speak to them about it.
Yeah.
So I just gave up doing that, I guess.
Well,
I kind of wish I didn't because like I just realise now like the potential that Ryan has.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen, well not really seen, but I've heard you read some stuff out in English, and you've got an incredible vocabulary and writing style, and you shouldn't stop. And if that's something you still enjoy today, might not be, but if it's something that you do, keep at it. Go for it. Yeah.
I don't know, I just find like stuff that maybe myself I'm not interested in and people find that interesting. I don't know, for some reason I just find it fascinating. Like writing, you might think writing's like, what's writing? You know, like I wrote a sentence the other day, I wasn't fascinated by that. But like,
wow.
For someone to like writing, I just think it's a great example of what maybe might not be favoured in society. You know, like that's
like something we like.
I did mention that kind of.
Yeah, like any creative stuff that's almost gone out of like the ways in modern times. Like you don't see many people saying, "I've read this new novel."
And people say, "Oh, that's great."
It's more like I've seen this new film.
I saw this TikTok, you seen it?
Yeah.
No.
So it has definitely gone out of the ways, but interesting.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't realise what it was that I liked about it so much then. I just kind of wrote. I didn't think.
Yeah.
But like now I realise it's kind of like an escape that people use.
Yeah.
And they use it. You know, stories can change people's lives. And
They
stuff.
can.
It's impactful.
Like I can name stories that have shaped me into a better person, hopefully, or stories that I've just enjoyed reading or watching or seeing how they play out in whatever media.
Yeah. Do you still do writing today then at all, or is it just something that?
No, I don't do it still, but I feel like I should. Because I like doing it. I like just sitting down, just writing some stuff, writing like a story. Maybe I like writing some things about maybe a place I've been.
Like journaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things that we're promoting as a brand, as a team, is actually journaling.
Yeah.
Especially.
He came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. No wonder you came with the idea of
I
that.
still practice what I'm saying to do though, which is what I feel I find kind of bad.
Well, you can.
should do it.
Yeah, you.
Practice what you want to say.
Yeah, practice what I want to say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's interesting. Lizzy, welcome to the podcast. Although you've sat here for a long time already.
Yeah.
Passions.
Yeah.
What do you think about those?
Let's not be so blunt about passion, but if somebody came to me and asked me, "What's your passion?" I would literally say, "I don't know." Like I
Anything,
do, but don't.
literally anything.
What is something
that you enjoy,
you give your time to?
that you wouldn't usually say, but it could be?
Oh, football?
Football.
Yeah, football and singing.
Football
Yeah,
and singing.
Yeah.
So should we start with football?
Start with football. I'm quite intrigued now.
How's that?
How's that played out?
Started off playing it at home with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like normal people, like normally everyone plays.
Yeah.
Starts off with their family,
Yeah.
siblings, and all that.
Yeah.
So that's how I started, and then we started doing it at school. I just fell in love with football basically. I mean, I don't watch the sports football, so don't really
Endlessly boring there.
Yeah, no, watching it is it's just boring when it's on telly. Like, you just
This
gotta
I can relate to.
You just
Yeah.
gotta be involved in it to
Yeah.
make it fun. But that's a reason why I don't watch it. But I love it. But I stopped doing it because like people told me, "Oh, you're too aggressive."
Yeah.
Like I'm aggressive apparently, so I just took that to heart. So I became aggressive at it because people telling me that I'm aggressive. So
I found that quite interesting because I read something fairly recently. I can't quite remember where from, but it said that women specifically who are seen as more assertive or aggressive, good or bad, you know, are judged much more harshly by society, which is a stereotype that shouldn't exist in the first place, and a stereotype that really we need to try and solve as a society, because if that's turned you off something that you genuinely enjoy doing, that's horrible.
yeah, because I was at school in year 9, 10 and 11, I was offered a place on the girls football team,
Yeah.
but I turned that down because of people calling me aggressive, and that just stopped me from doing it at school. And I only do it outside of school in a park with my brother.
Who told you? Was it like peers or was
Yeah.
it like?
Was there like
superhero?
something that you did?
I
that-
mean, the teachers didn't say anything about it. They thought it was good.
Yeah.
Like, you need some aggression, but like not to.
Yeah,
be
so I'm
aggressive.
assuming that by what you're saying then is that you were being more assertive than anything.
So down to peer pressure basically.
So my friends and some people that I just talked to from school, and also some of my family were saying that I'm aggressive,
Yeah.
which actually did like upset me because I thought obviously I love football, they would support me liking
Yeah.
it and wanting to do it, and then they didn't. They just like said, "Oh, you're too aggressive. You are." Like,
No, that's a real shame.
and apparently I have an attitude problem
Yeah.
that goes with it. So
And that's definitely not being helped by being called aggressive over and over again.
no.
When you were playing football at that time, and yeah, let's start with at that time. How did you see yourself as before you heard all those stuff that was said about you? It's raining again.
Keeping that in.
I mean, I just felt like I was on board with everyone else. Like, I just thought I was doing what they were doing,
Yeah.
and I felt happy doing it. Like, I mean, at some points, I would just aim for the ball, whether the person went overboard, like.